who's raced against Mo on many occasions. Alistair Cragg not in great form this year. David Krummenacher should be doing the pacemaking duties. So it's a small, but let's say a select field. There's Krummenacher. 62 laps we're looking for, which is about 7:45 pace. Probably will pick up towards the end. But this really is a race where Mo receiving a great reception from this Crystal Palace crowd. Mo can almost practice some of his, it's not so much tactics, but his finishing speed. The last couple of laps, which have been so devastating, put to such good effect over 10,000 and 5,000 so far this year. This is Mumingala, then Alistair Cragg. Well, he was a former European indoor champion, Alistair, with he's run 7:32. He's run quicker than Mo Farah actually for this distance, but that was 4 years ago. Sami Mutai won a bronze medal at this distance indoors last year. Still just 22 years of age. And then Mark Kiptoo, who could well be the biggest threat here. He's run 7:34 this year. Commonwealth bronze medalist at 5,000 metres in Delhi, of course. And then the two Aussies I mentioned, actually the Oceania record holder at 10,000 metres, ran a new personal best for 5,000 this year, 13:10, Ben St. Lawrence, and then Collis Birmingham. So 7.5 laps of the track, the finale of tonight's Diamond League meeting here at Crystal Palace, of course, all back again tomorrow. Go, go, Mo are the cheers around Crystal Palace. The big new hero of British athletics. And the man who will be looking to just come away with a nice victory here, have another confidence-boosting win. But it doesn't matter how good you are, Brent. It doesn't matter who you are. You've got to go out and still do the business and perform well. And I know that, I'm not sure you and I have had too much chance to chat about Mo so far this year, but you must be, like all the rest of us, over the moon with the way he's been running.
Well, he's been fantastic so far. He started the year with a cross-country win in Edinburgh, and he's been almost invincible ever since. His 10,000 metre time, European record, taking almost 30 seconds off the British record time. He's better than he's ever been, and incidentally, he was 6th in the World Championships in 2007. He was 7th in the World Championships in 2009, and he's definitely a better athlete. So clearly Mo Farah, you would have to say, has got to be one of the favourites. Certainly a medal you would fully expect him to carry off in the World Championships, but I think he could win it. I think he could win the 10,000 metres, because to be honest, I'd be surprised if we find Kenenisa Bekele challenging him, because Kenenisa hasn't run a race for about 2 years. Clearly the outstanding athlete of this generation, but he hasn't run a race before the championships. We've seen him do that sort of thing before, but I'd be very surprised if Kenenisa Bekele turned out in Daegu to run the 10,000 metres.
Well, it's pretty good pacemaking so far from David Krummenacher, although Mo doesn't seem particularly interested in keeping or closing the gap between the group and the, well, effectively one leader there. Kiptoo's just moved to the front, just gone past him, just to try and pick things up for the group a little bit. Doesn't want too much of a gap to grow. But Krummenacher's become recognised as a pretty reliable pacemaker. And look at that, almost spot on 2.4. He's asked to run 62-second laps, and that's what he does. He's doing a pretty good job of that. And
Collis Birmingham's tracking the pacemaker, and he's got a few yards. He'll know he's got a few yards because he'll look at the big screen and he'll see the fact that Mo Farah is leading the chasing group, and that he's a good athlete, is Collis Birmingham, and you just wonder whether he wouldn't take a shot from here. Coming down the home straight, 5 laps to go. Collis Birmingham tracks Krummenacher. Mo Farah doesn't want him to get too far ahead, because Mo Farah's been in races with Collis Birmingham. He knows how good he is. He's not the biggest danger in the race, but if he got away, if he got a gap, he could become a big danger. But Mo Farah just sensibly working his way gradually back, and he hasn't half-grown in confidence over this last year. The European double of 10,000 metres and the 5,000 metres set him on his way, and now he's a much better athlete, he's a much more confident athlete, and he's going up to the World Championships, and I'm so excited. We've never had a British athlete win a 5 or a 10,000 metres in a global championship. A male athlete, we've had Liz McColgan winning the 10,000 metres in the in 1991 in Tokyo. We've never had a male athlete do it, and it would be wonderful to see Mo Farah see if he could win the 5 or the 10,000 metres, or indeed both, in the World Championships.
So the pacemaker steps off. Collis Birmingham now left in the lead, and Mo Farah has just taken about 400 or 500 metres to close the gap. And Katimba the only one trying to go with this. So Collis Birmingham looking for a good hard run here. That's just going to test Mo a little bit, but I think the bit that Mo is really interested in is the last sort of 600 metres, and we'll be seeing him really put his foot down at that point. He's been in Font Romeu training with his group. Galen Rupp, his training partner, and Cara Gaucho has been there as well, part of the Alberto Salazar group, and come here to race. No Galen Rupp here. They're all heading back to the States, as I said earlier on, and then we'll fly out to join the British team. And of course, different conditions in Daegu. That's the one thing I guess you have to try and think about as well. It's not, Mo's run his races in Eugene and in Monaco. It is going to be perhaps hot and perhaps a little bit more humid in Daegu, and that's the one imponderable.
I think that's absolutely right, especially when they go up to altitude, and training at altitude isn't the greatest preparation for running in those humid and difficult conditions that you find in places like Daegu. Doesn't Mo Farah look altogether different now? He looks so smooth, he looks so comfortable at pace. He's progressed significantly this year under the tutelage of Alberto Salazar, and I've always known Mo Farah had the talent, but now that he's got a coach of the ability of Alberto Salazar, Mo has always been a hard worker. He's always been prepared to do the work, do the distance, stick at it. He's travelled the world. He's trained in Kenya. He's trained in Font Romeu. He's now training in America. He's always wanted to do anything that would make him better. And you see him keep glancing up at the screen. He knows he's got Katimba just behind him. Collis Birmingham's working hard there. 5:10 through 2,000 metres, and it'll be very interesting to see what kind of time Mo Farah can run off that. Could he run a personal best off that? Well, he'd have to run quickly to do that, but that would be a good challenge. He wants to take something away from this, and I think what he could take away from would be the fact that he's got a strong last 800 metres or even last 400 metres.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is something he's probably had in his head. The last 2 laps are where he was lacking in the last 2 World Championships. It's where the likes of Bekele pulled away, but it's where he's really found himself now. He gets into those last 2 laps and he builds it up and he hits the front, and they think they're going to sit on him and outkick him, and he winds it up, and he's still got enough pace over the last 200 as well. His personal best, as Brendan was saying, outdoors is only 7:38, but he has run 7:34.47 indoors, and that's a time which I think he might have thought about before. But he'd really have to start picking it up probably about now to get close to that. He would have had to run a 2:25-ish last 1,000 metres, and you can't do that all on the last lap, although the last lap will be quick.
Well, I'm just looking there, 6:14 with 600 metres to go. He's going to struggle to go close to it, but he just wants the victory here. He wants an impressive victory. Collis Birmingham's working at it. Alistair Cragg, who's run a good time. We very rarely see him run well at Crystal Palace, but he certainly is running well tonight. But Mo Farah is aware of that. He knows how good Alistair Cragg is. He knows how quick he is. He's looking at Katimba there. He's actually worked himself from a really good position to a really bad position going into the bell, which he's given away a few yards, but he's got the confidence, he's got the ability. Now, can we see him do what we've seen him do on a few occasions this year? Cragg's trying to win it from here. There he goes, darts out on the outside. And now the crowd at Crystal Palace are getting excited. We have a true world-class distance runner here, and he's showing them how good he is. Now he just needs to stretch down the back straight and then let it go. Let's see how quickly he can run for the last 200 metres. 200 metres to go, and he's off.
The stopwatches will be clicking over the last 200. Mo Farah is just putting on a demonstration here, putting on a show for this Crystal Palace crowd, sprinting away, almost like Usain Bolt down the home straight. Look at the distance he's put between himself and the others in the last 200 metres. Farah wins it, 7:40.15. The time of the rest of the race is irrelevant, but the last 200 metres around 25 seconds, and that's very, very quick indeed. Impressive performance once again. That's all he had to do was to win here tonight, but Brendan said he would have been looking for something to take away, and I guess that last 200 metres has given him, if he wasn't already full of confidence, it just will have added a little bit more to it, because that finishing pace is blistering.
That's absolutely right. He needed to take something away from here. We knew he could win this race, but he wanted to take something just when he's on the warm-up track in Daegu, just to remember how good he is. And there he is. Look at him, Mo Farah, a true champion, a fantastic sprint finish, and now we can all go off dead excited. Mo Farah off to Daegu. He's now downstairs talking to Phil Jones.
Thanks a lot, Brendan. Well, Brendan Foster, Steve Cram, you've excited them, you've excited this crowd. Mo, you just get better and better with each race, it seems.
Yeah, I was really confident. You know, I just wanted to use a different tactic. Normally I just go to the front and wind it up, but it was a good race. I'm really happy with it.